How's it going? Hey guys, how's it going? I think I was delayed on that. Anyways, I'll wait for that little green light to pop on, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. So, I'm not fairly awake at the moment for some strange reason. So, this might be a little quick, but it's August 31st at 9:32 p.m. And I am not going into Southwest Rails tonight. I spoke to Mike. I said, well, he's not 100% sure if the bandwidth's going to be up to par yet. And he was saying, if you have any other things, he was going to run things tonight. So I basically said that's cool. I'll meet up with him again on Tuesday because I am looking forward to trying to see how things go. But kind of strange how 24 hours goes. And as I put in the description, it was like I went for a walk last night after I did that live stream right around this time. Went for a walk, got my cardboard together, and then I slipped right back into YouTube. So it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it, the stuff I was watching, but towards the end I was falling asleep again. Not the way I like to end the night. So this does not put me to sleep. If I'm gonna fall asleep, I'm just gonna say, okay, that's it. I've had enough. I'm going to bed. Yeah, I'm close to that right now, but I'm actually pretty excited. I've actually been pretty excited for 12 hours to try something. Now, I'm starting to get a little bit of doubts if this is going to work, so I'm trying not to get my hopes up. There was a point where I thought this is a 99.9% chance this is going to work. Now I'm starting to think, well, what if it does this and what if it does that? So instead of guessing anymore, let's find out what it does. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to load up the world. I'm going to just go ahead and load up Waycross. And I'm going to just basically work this as an experiment in the southeast. So I will go, do I have a Callahan extra board? I see a bunch of them. I don't see Callahan, but I see a lot of them. Doesn't matter. Take whatever. It could be Timbuktu for all I care. Over there. Doesn't. Go Crawford then. Crawford. So I want to go down to Callahan's. Alright. So, as I put in the description and as I posted, the idea here is, wow, this is going to be a long stretch too. Let me start off by, this is a really long stretch and I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work. That's going to take longer than I really would like to. A really cool long stretch too, I might add. I always like that little section too. But anyways, let me go with the control. No, I want no. That's what I want. All right. Actually, I did that. So we'll go to AI traffic generation. I'm going to go right to the Callahan sub and see if I can find that train that I did the other night. No, it's not. I don't see it. Well, it's got to be 602. I imagine it's got to be 602 because that's the only one that has tagged for industries. I'm going to put the Waycross tag in. So that'll start that. Now it'll be interesting to see how many I can do. But with the Waycross tag on, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spawn that. I want to see where it spawns. More places anyways. Now I don't think it will work right away. Is it way up further? Must be. It's right by the signal, that'll work perfect. Okay. So of course this is the mixed bag of stuff with empties on the back, loads on the front. Go ahead and I will spawn it again. All right. So let's do a little test here. Just thinking here. Industry tag. Go with our Waycross. I'm not worried about what that's called. That's fine. Interesting. Edit tracks. Why isn't it, oh, I see. Holy crap. Well, that's a good start. That's a good start for now. Okay, I gotta do something else here. What the hell's Google Earth Pro? I didn't even ask for it. It just downloads crap just because it wants to? Like, come on. I didn't even ask for that. What the hell's Google Earth Pro? Just download, just, okay, well, we're just gonna download stuff to your computer because, hey, we're Google and we can. Awesome. Jesus. I love these wonderful computer systems. Okay. So I did have a string somewhere, but it looks like I may have gotten rid of it somewhere. I'm just trying to remember where I had that string. Okay, so stuff to the northeast would go kind of like that. That's okay. I'm just going to go with just those for now. This is just a test, so I just want to, you know, I don't want to go too crazy here. So let me Control C that, and I'm going to put it everywhere. Now the way this saves industries, it's a little odd anyway, so I might have to do this again or whatever. I'm going to replace this eventually. Capacity's all down to 0. We don't care about capacity because we're not calling them. The other thing we don't want, and I'm trying to remember how the hell I got it to work this way, well, we'll see in a minute, is to get this thing down to 0 as well. It ain't gonna do it. Oh man, how did I get it to do it? There was a way how I got it. Okay, let me just add this industry. I'll find it. That's not it. Okay. I'm gonna delete. Do I want to delete the industry? Yes. So, what we got here? See these? Oh, it's at 0. I like it when it does that. I like the ones that stay at 0. How the hell do they do that? Because I was able to simulate that. I only was able to do it a few times, and I'm not sure how I did it. But that could derail everything if I can't get it to do it. New industry. See, we're already at 24. Not good. I don't know how I did this. I was able to do it in my testing not too long ago with the industry, and I'm not sure how the hell I did it. That might have been it right there. That's it right there. Bingo. I don't know how I did that. See how it went back to 0? There's a bug in it, and hopefully they don't fix that bug, because I like it when it goes to 0. I like the 0. Leave the damn 0 in there. Like, I understand why it's that at a minimum. Like, well, why would you want to do that? Well, because your train generations suck. So, I want to be able to manipulate it. I don't know why I can't do it. Honest, I'm not sure why, but okay. I know. Because I had it working, and I was like, how the hell did I get it to work? We're gonna empty all those cars first, I guess. Yep. Still not 100% sure how I did that. Let me try this process car and blocks. I don't know what it does. Supposed to make something. Okay, so I saved it. Awesome. Let's see how it looks now. Yes. Twice 1 capacity there. You put down a 0. Okay. Save it. Okay. I don't expect this to work this way. I assume it's already loaded. We've saved the industry file. So let's spawn the train and see what happens. It's way down here. Okay, that's fine. Now it goes AI right away, so because of that, it's not gonna see. It's gonna take off, and it's not going to change. I think it needs to be relinquished, which is a little odd, but it's the way it is. So I've set it to relinquish and hold. Which it's done now. I think I have to click onto it at least once. I'll relinquish it once. See it happening there, but let me just see. Oh wait, now see, it's changed. There it is. Okay. How far back does it go? Yeah, that's probably the end of the track is right there. So it did a bunch of I don't see the blocking. It's just kind of weird. I just don't. How far we got until we get to the main there? So there's a lot of ways we can set it up. Now, as I've said before, when you set something like that up, Like, I don't know if I want to make this all loads. Will it drive it nuts? Or do I want to... I want to go even nuttier. I can go and turn it all... Originally I was thinking, well, if I have it do loads and then... But even when you put the same industry on the same track, it kind of loses its mind, so... So what I'll do is I'm going to produce the loads. I wish it did both. That would be so perfect. If there was a LE and a B button or some kind of toggle, or just said, okay, just do both of them. So I'm going to edit the tracks. See, those are on. I don't think... I was going to have it so that it went a little bit more forward, but that's... You know, really, it's pushing it, and I'm not sure where the loads and empties. The loads and empties differentiate. You could, I mean, in theory, you could have it set up so you only have like a certain section that's loads, and then just have it stop at the right spot. But then you're really toying around with it. I don't want to toy around with it. Ideally, I would love to be able to transpose both of them at the same time, but I can't. So let me just go nuts and see what kind of tonnage we're dealing with here. Too bad it didn't spawn even further back. Then Callahan would be a good one, but I want this kind of as a clone project for others. I don't think I need to go that far back, personally. We'll see. Let me edit the industry. Looks okay so far. I'll save it like that so far. I think we're okay. I'm not even going to bother with that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spawn it again. And if I'm not mistaken, it really spawns forward. Be nice to be able to overlap them. They relinquish it right away. Of course, what sucks is there's not that many empties. I started thinking about this later tonight, actually, is that the loads will become the empties will become the loads. See, I didn't even, all I had to do was relinquish, and then boom, there it was. Just like that. Now I can try and do a second one in the same location. not 100% sure if I can do that or not. Why did it do it to everything? Well, ooh. So it didn't care if it had a load, it just reloaded it with a different tag? That's kind of interesting. I could live with that, you know. I mean, I know it's not empties, but I can live with that. That ain't too bad, actually. So just like, there you go, just like that. All you have to do is relinquish the train and boom, there it is. I didn't even have to get a second spawn. That's kind of wild. Now, the only thing I don't like about that is it's taking your center beams. So, what we could do, just as a bit of an experiment, what we could do, and I'm not 100% sure if and how, or if it will work or whatever, but just as an experiment, that worked out a lot better than I expected. Auto racks are going to be empties coming out of there. They're not going to be loads. Center beam flats are going to be loads. I'm not too sure about the other stuff, but let's play around with this. I'm not 100% sure where to send my... You know, let's try something. I don't know. Do I want to go this far? Because I'm really starting to think about something now. Something is... Something's starting to brew, if you know what I mean. The wheels are turning. So, let's try this. And this actually works a lot better than I thought it did. Now, it's going to put your loads and empties the way it wants, but if you want to take control of these particular spawns, then what you can do is we can look at... Now this is the ones that go into Florida, so we're not worried about those. So we got the Midwest ones. Now I'm just adding more to it. So acid tank cars, I mean, whoops. And I mean, I can refine this like crazy, no problem. I haven't really quite took a look at the map. Those are the Midwest ones, Birmingham, Montgomery. I'll add those two, why not? So, what you can do is you can take a look now at the various. There's a lot of things you can do. Like, I mean, you can take a look at what you think should be a load or what shouldn't. Like, we know by looking at the auto racks, for example. Like, first of all, I am going to do the auto racks. In fact, I am going to take all of that and just delete them, so I don't have to worry about it. Amtrak auto rack cars, I know I'm not going to have that either. Ballast, yeah, okay. I guess acid. I'm trying to think of the various industries that do stuff in the area. Box cars for sure. I can't see. Yes, I know there's going to be some box cars that head back. I get it. Center beam, flat beam cars, absolutely not. There's no way you're going to have loaded lumber coming out of Florida. Okay. So we take it out. Covered hoppers, yeah. That's fine. Gondolas. Open hoppers is probably going to be another empty, because you're not going to have little individual loads. Passenger cars you don't have to worry about. Piggyback flats you don't have to worry about. You're not going to have those on those trains. Reefer cars, absolutely. Tank cars, sure, why not? 2-bay covered cars, yeah, sure. And the well cars, no. So, the open hoppers, you're going to empty those. And if they have loaded ones, guess what? They're getting emptied. What you tag it to, you can put the tag in there as Waycross. There's no reason why you can't. Auto rack cars, same thing. And by putting in Waycross, all you're basically doing is you're giving the yardmaster the flexibility in Waycross to say, okay, I can send this anywhere. So that right there, that's going to give you, I think that gives us everybody. Selkirk, you got the whole thing. So I'm going to save that. So now, delete that up, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load it up again, and I'm going to spawn it. Of course, this is going to change. The dynamic of this train is going to change. I'm going to spawn the train. It's a 1.3 HPT. So right away I'm going to put hold and relinquish once I spawn it. see what it's done. So far, nothing. Give it a few minutes. I think it takes the clock a few minutes to update or check, and it's kind of like an inventory. I don't know what you call it. But there's the empties at the back. It's interesting. Oh, see, there we go. All right, now. So now you got your tags. You got the cars you want to load. The box cars are all going to be loads coming out. Various locations. There. Now you got no. So you don't have any auto plants in Florida? Fine, you got auto wrecks. Now it's not as precise as the way bills for RTS. I understand that. That's going to come in due time. But for now, this is the perfect little way of getting it to justify. And the best part about it, you don't have to worry about center beating flats. Because, as you can see, they're all going in nicely. Now I can change this around so that it distributes to particular tracks if I want to. It doesn't have to be called Waycross. I can call it auto. You know, it don't matter what the hell I call it, really. I can change that around if I wanna. No reason why I don't have to. Or, you know. Now, I think it's a bit of a glitch, unfortunately. And knowing Run8, they'll fix that glitch. Because I don't think it's supposed to do that. This also, by the way, this method that I just showed you, it works for the coal plants. Because if you get that thing to relinquish, and you can create an industry that has 0 hours, it'll load it or unload it right away. Now, do you want it to load right away? Probably not. You actually probably want the 1 hour at least. But you know, there's something there to consider. So what you can do, I mean, just for, you know, having it so that it goes through the hump, and then you can set 3 more you got Waycross A for auto racks, your center beams, and then your open hoppers, or yeah. But that works out pretty good. I would say. I don't know what the tonnage. It's probably going to adjust itself a little bit. In fact, let's take a look at what it's saying. Oh, I can't. So now if I go to AI, it was 1.3. Now it's down to 1.1. No big deal. It'll run just fine. And actually, this was easier than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was going to be that easy. So now every train that comes out of your territory, that's all you have to do is you create the fake industry. You set up the way, you know, the way you want the particular cars. I'm not too sure how the filters. Let me just see here. I'm not exactly sure. Include. See, again, I'm not sure if you can because there's various ones that you can include or not include or whatever. I like how this gives you the ability to do 0. Otherwise, you got to spawn a train and it's got to sit there for a minimum of 1 hour, which isn't ideal. But now you've got a train that's it's gonna head into Waycross. It's gonna give you, see there. I guess. Did I have it stop there for a second, or did I respawn it again? There it is with the right tags. I don't even remember doing that. Must have did it right away. It's like, does it do it while it's actually going through? I try that for a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. I don't remember doing it, but I'm curious now. Because I know I saved it, but I didn't think I had set it up again. Okay, so let's save that. Let's try this here for a minute. I'm going to spawn this. I'm not expecting anything. Just curious. Might as well test it, right? See what happens. That's when we got 2 engines up. Relinquish it. So that's the only thing you have to do. You have to stop it right away. I don't think. I think I must have had it set up to do that. Doesn't take too long to fiddle with that, anyways. I think it just did it, yep. Well, this thing's getting better and better all along. We're finding ways to get around some of the shortcomings. Now, I don't know, you know, like in there you can see, the reason why I put the dash A and the dash C is so that when it gets to the hump yard, you can have it shoved to a particular track. Of course, what ends up happening is you get every single auto rack, so that'll build up, you know, rather quickly once you start having a bunch of manifests go through there. So, if you were to, I have them all as A's, I don't know, AH and C. So if I was to go over to here, suddenly I woke up, huh? Excitement wakes you. Okay. So now I'm into tracks 9, 8, and 7, and I gotta watch what tracks I want to do here because that's not too bad. Nine's one of the shorter ones. 8's probably, I would say, 8's probably 7 and 8's not too bad. 9's a little short. I don't know. Say 8, the longest. So if I was gonna do that, I would probably put Waycross Auto, for example, and then I probably 7 for the hoppers. Well, the center beams are pretty big too. So wait a minute. Yeah, I'll put the center beams there. This one might have to trim quite a bit actually. But that's just the way it goes. So now I save that to disk and I'm set. Just like that. We're all set. It's 10:19 p.m. I wanna run it tonight, but it's getting late. It went a lot better than I expected though, so that's the good sign. It's not perfect, nor was it meant to be. All I want, you get your certain empties and loads, and I mean I can go through the industries and I'm gonna probably fine tune the industries at some point. I'm not too worried about the industries yet. I'll deal with those later on. I also want to see what Tom's doing, because what Tom's doing, and if I can feed off of him a little bit, there's still. I know Tom wants to do something or collaborate together or something. So we'll see what we can do. I don't know. We definitely have, definitely a lot of, probably more in common than we would have that has separate ideas. So perhaps there's some way of finding a way. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll deal with that tonight because I don't want to get into any more tonight. So what I'll do is I'm going to end it now, and I'm going to take a look around. I'm just going to post, my results and say work like a charm, because it did. It actually worked better than I could expect. So that solves the center beam issue. That solves doesn't solve it. It means now that we got all loaded box cars coming out. We got all loaded this, all loaded that, which is not a big deal. It makes the trains a little bit heavier, but at the same time, it gives you something. I mean, random weight should still be coming out of some of these things too, but I'm not worried about that. Not right now. I can deal with the heavier trains and stuff like that. The auto racks, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And actually, come to think about it, now that I'm thinking about it a little bit further, I could probably even separate and use more of the hump tracks. I can use the rest of those tracks. Whoa. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Let me think about this one for a second. I don't have much as far as storage, so I don't want to overdo it. I got 987, 654, 321. Yeah, see, I'm really starting to run into... I could probably fill up every one of those tracks now. Do I want to push it that far? Hmm. Honestly, if they screw up over here, or if they start... Good thing is if they kind of overshoot a little bit or overflow, it's not a big deal. Because cool thing about that is it's all isolated to that section of the yard, so it'll be okay. The only one I'm a little concerned about is track 9, and then I can always let 9 go and just do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, maybe 2, 1. Okay. So how about we try this here? Or, better yet, hang on a sec. Well, let me give the open hoppers the smallest ones. Nine, 6. 962. 962. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So this will be open hoppers will be B09 or B02, comma B06, comma B09. The center beams and auto racks are, I think, are the same, but I'll go with I don't know, B01, comma B04. Seven. B 5 and B08. I don't know. There we go. So we save that. I go ahead and take a good look at that again. Save that to disk. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Not worried about that. So, oops. I'll delete that train. Go over to my status and spawn that. I'll transport to my train. No, I didn't. I think I did. It's a 1.1, so it's not too bad. You see, it's dividing it up now. Is what you want it to do. You don't want it to occupy every possible track. And it might need a little bit more trimming on a regular basis, especially with different MPs coming in and stuff like that, but you know, at least it's something. Now, what'll happen is it'll go different. I'd hump that, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm happy enough. So all you have to do, it's really simple. All you have to do is go into your traffic generation. You find out where you're going to have your stuff come in. So in this case, you're going to have stuff coming in from Bolin. You're going to have stuff coming in from, I believe, Manor, a little bit, not much, and Ludowiski. I think that's it. Am I missing one? Oh, I think Thomas. One, isn't it? I thought Thomasville was. What's that thing? I had to take a look at that. Well, anyways, but oh, I'm getting tired. But anyways, the difference will be those particular trains that actually come in. The auto racks will have the auto racks would have, I guess, just trying to think now how all that would work. If you got auto racks coming in, they would all head down to Baldwin. So your racks are going to head to Baldwin. Yeah, you're going to have racks that's going to head to Baldwin. You're going to have all the stuff that, well, I shouldn't say it. A lot of the stuff is going to fill industries, and we know that. So maybe the racks wouldn't head to Baldwin. So this would be those would be the industry fillers, as versus having them be the others. Now the industry fillers are interesting because you can actually. I'm just trying to think if you actually want to have Callahan fill up, which you wouldn't. I'm just thinking if you could, but you can't have it actually represent that particular track. In other words, you can have it represent the other track so that it doesn't touch it. So you start adding more potential industries such as Baldwin or Brunswick sub, which I haven't really touched yet. I haven't touched some of the, like, I haven't really checked every single industry, and I'm not too worried about that. The fine details is something that I want to work out. Now this is the good sign, because what'll happen is the way my schedule is looking at right now. I have my son until the usual Sunday at 1 o'clock. After that, I have got most of pretty much the remainder of Sunday and all of Monday, Labor Day. So I plan to give this a good workout. I don't see any obstacles now. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it should run pretty good. As far as doing the live streams or whatever, I'm not getting much responses for them. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. It hits a few people. Some people get it at certain times. Blah blah blah. I'm not getting much responses. Actually, I had 2 thumbs down earlier, but hopefully this one was a little bit more meaningful. I'll try to keep them shorter when I can, but then maybe make it interesting when I can. So try not to go on and on about things. But anyways, speaking of which, I think I'm going to end it right now and try to get a few things in and report my findings to the forums, and good news. So yeah, definitely my motivation's back on with Run8. We've overcome what I consider to be certainly an issue, and it's not a perfect fix, and they could do a bug fix that can actually wipe this out. So this is actually taking advantage of something, because if they do if they fix the industries coming in an update coming up, they might wipe out that 0. I have a funny feeling they may do it. But there's other things that are supposed to come, so hopefully they'll leave it in there. I'll be a little ticked off, but then again, that'll just give me more motivation to get RTS going. So I don't expect an update times immediate future anyways. But yeah, who knows? I would say probably within the 6 months I would expect another update, I would imagine. Usually at the rate they're going right now. So anyways, that's it for now. The experiment was a success, definite success. I didn't even have to. I was originally thinking I had to spawn a second. I guess what happens is if it's a load coming in, it's going to respawn the load, which is really interesting because I didn't think it did that. So it'll take a load that's tagged for it, and you can have loads in, loads out. I've never noticed that before. I always thought it would just reject it. So that's kind of interesting to see that it'll take a load in and a load out. So just basically refill the empty and do something else with it, which is very interesting. But anyways, that's it for now. I'm going to report my findings. So, yeah, call it for now. And do I have to save this? No, I don't. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I'll be back on Sunday sometime. Have a good weekend. Long weekend. Take care.